Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Thursday, the 24th day of October, 2024, 10/24/24. I hope you're all safe and healthy today. Hope your family's safe and healthy, and that the needs of you and your family in terms of food, shelter, clothing, as well as health are being met today. Blessings upon those that work in the healthcare field, along with the first responders who every day are out here doing their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage, keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings on the men and women that are out here trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children that are victims of child molestation and pedophilia. People that are also victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators of these things, double curses on the profiteers, and double curses on the perverts that create the demands of $245 billion a year for these things. Finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 600,000 men, women, children, families, veterans, senior citizens, homeless in the United States of America, millions around the world, similar or worse conditions. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. Yesterday, it was reported by both Shams and Ian Begley, which means it's real. The Knicks had interest in Matt Ryan. I was confused at first, and I generally try to wait until more information comes out before I get hyped or before I start making comment on a situation. Whereas many people, they hear a name and they start running with it and they create lineups with it and everything already. But no, I'm glad I did, because as I looked at the notes today, going back looking at both Begley and then reading from Hoops Hype what the situation is. Because I was wondering about it, because Matt Ryan is a shooter, but he can't play no defense. Okay, so and as you saw, as I told y'all the other day, problem ain't offense, it's defense. So adding another shooter with no defense is not going to help the Knicks. But I understand now how the Knicks are looking at this, and this, let me explain. They still want to bring Landry Shamet back on a standard minimum contract veteran deal, which I feel they will once his shoulder is good enough for him to play, which I don't think is going to take as long as I originally thought. I thought 6 weeks from the injury, which was last week, but I'm thinking maybe 4 weeks. Maybe he'll be back, because the way he's putting himself out there on Instagram and on Twitter, it seems like he's getting ready soon. And he did say he was going to attack this rehab. So maybe it wasn't as bad as we thought. It was a dislocated shoulder, but not all of them are created equal, as we can see with Julius Randle. So I'm thinking maybe 4 weeks, maybe 4 weeks from now, he might be ready, which is, again, bring us to around Thanksgiving. And Landry Shamet has shown himself to be able to play some defense. We already know he could shoot. So I was wondering about this, because I didn't think that this could add more than one guy to their veteran rotation because of the salary situation and the second apron. As it turns out, the Knicks are looking at Matt Ryan as a two-way player. That makes sense, because then you ain't got to pay him something that's akin to a regular contract. They will convert Hukporti to a regular contract, bring back Shamet, and put Matt Ryan on a two-way deal. That way you got 50 games that you could bring him up if you need him. That makes sense. It could work both financially and as far as fit, because now you're not dependent on him in your rotation. But if you need a shooter at the end of games, that's basically Matt Ryan's role. He is not a guy that's a rotation guy, never has been a rotation guy. He's a guy that is a shooter. He's a specialist. See? And so in that scenario, you could bring him in certain games, certain parts of games, to hit threes for you. Again, he's one of them guys, because he's a specialist, you can't play him 20 minutes because you're going to get diminishing returns, because he's going to get exploited. But 5 minutes, 8 minutes in the game where you need a big shot, bring him in. He's a professional gunslinger. He can come in there and shoot the ball. But the Knicks don't have to have him on their regular roster all season. This is good. They could bring him for 50 games. That's excellent. See? So that makes sense. So let's go over what they're going to do then. They're going to keep that last roster spot. They got 12 guys now. They need 14. They're going to probably bring in 2 non-guaranteed guys for one day, pay them whatever, $15,000, whatever they got to pay them, and then waive them. Okay, then they're going to probably hope that in that next 14 days, and that 14-day period will not begin until November 5th. So they'll bring in a guy November 5th, 2 guys, and then waive them, almost the next day. Non-guaranteed contract. Then they're hoping by about Thanksgiving, they can have Landry Shamet back. Makes sense. Then you got Matt Ryan. You could sign him to a 2-way deal. He could play in the G League in the meantime. Okay? And you got him when you need him. He's not somebody you're depending on. That's what I was concerned with. That they would try to put him in Landry Shamet's position as the 9th man in the rotation. That wouldn't work and don't even make sense. But as a 2-way player, makes perfect sense. You got a guy that's, I think he's in his 3rd year or 4th year. He's 27 years old. And he's a specialist. He's a 41% shooter from downtown, and it makes sense. So he's not going to be a rotation guy, but he would be a guy that comes in to shoot once in a while. I was concerned because, again, people like to target offense and don't think about defense. The Knicks are trying to win a championship, y'all. This was the chip time. You got to come with some defense. Did you see the Celtics the other night? Not only were they killing us with threes, they were playing defense. Okay? The Knicks need defense. And so they're going to have it when Shamet gets back because Shamet and Deuce are going to play very well together. So you're going to have Shamet, Deuce, and then, of course, we're going to get Precious back around Thanksgiving as well. So you get Precious, you get Sims, you get Shamet, you get Deuce. And by the way, Thibodeau was quoted as saying he has full confidence in Jericho Sims. Some of you so-called fans should also. So Sims is going to be in the rotation with Precious. It's going to be Shamet, Precious, Deuce, and Sims. And that's going to be hellified. It's going to be good. And then you're waiting for Mitchell Robinson to come back. And if you didn't miss Mitchell Robinson, don't understand his importance, go look at the offensive rebounding totals from the Celtics game. Because that's where Mitchell Robinson comes in. Matter of fact, Tiz was talking about, and he didn't name Robinson, but this is what he said. He said, you got to have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd efforts. This is Mitchell Robinson's specialty. He gets offensive rebounds because he has length and he uses 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th efforts to get the ball. Almost Rodman-like how he goes after the ball in offensive rebound, which is why he's the best offensive rebounder in all of basketball. And so you get a guy like that, and he can get offensive rebounds. That's the mission piece right here. You can win games, aside from, of course, his rim protection. So we just get him back healthy in the meantime with Precious Achiuwa and Sims and Deuce and Shamet. They will hold it down. We just got to keep it together for a couple of weeks until we get Precious and Shamet back, and we'll be rolling. So the Matt Ryan thing is not like, I don't want y'all thinking this is some big deal that we're going to get and he's going to be a game changer. Hell no. Don't get trippy, okay? He's going to be a 2-way player, and that's perfect for him. Perfect. So you get him as a 2-way, you convert Hukporti to the regular roster, and now you got the rookie in there that you can bring along. He, like I said, 5 minutes. Some dude come on my channel, the first thing he said, oh, well, look who everybody with the rookies played. Let me explain something to you. Again, some of y'all catch it. Some of y'all are a little slow. And I can't, I don't want to be discriminatory against those with low IQs. So let me just break it down simple for y'all. Rookies, everybody on the roster is going to play a couple minutes during the course of the season. Everybody. Everybody does every year with Tom Thibodeau. But as far as rotation minutes, you're going to see 8, maybe 9 guys. If it's a blowout like the Knicks suffered the other night, then they'll get garbage time. But generally speaking, you're going to see, as I mentioned yesterday, you're going to see a lot of DNP-CDs for the rookies. Because when everybody's healthy, it's a good sign because you got your guys that's going to win you this chip. If you're depending on a rookie to win you the chip, you're going to lose. Okay, and everybody likes to bring up Brown from Denver. Stop looking at exceptions as if it's the rule. Somebody brought up, Sam Cassell once started. Yeah, you could go back 20 years and find some rookies on some chips. But that's not the rule. That's not normal. That doesn't happen every year. If you go back 20 years, you might find four, maybe four rookies and rotations on championship teams. If you go back 20 years, maybe. But you're going to find mostly vets like the Celtics. How many rookies the Celtics got in their rotation that they won 60-something games and 80 games over the course with the championship last year? Anyway. So, yeah, you're going to get rookies with garbage time, and they're going to get a minute here, 2 minutes there. That's why Tom Thibodeau calls them situational. They ain't going to get no big time. And if you see them, guy like Hukporti getting big minutes on a real game, it's a problem. Like with Daddio the other night. Daddio in there against the Celtics. It's a problem, okay? You're not going to win like that. I'm not saying the rookie ain't good, but he's a rookie. See? So you need to get your team back. And good news is the Knicks will. They're going to get Shaman. They're going to get Precious. They're going to get Sims. And they're going to have our guy, Deuce, running Mob D, along with the starting unit. Now, big thing is starting unit's got to learn how to play some daggone defense, especially on the perimeter. And I ain't worried because we got OG and McCall. Them dudes ain't going to be kept down for long. I'm going to tell you right now. You ain't going to see a lot of games where they get toasted like they did against the Celtics. You ain't going to see a lot of games like that. And I'm glad it happened early in the season because now they mad. And I like that. So let's move on. The Knicks are going to be good. We just need to get them two guys, Shaman and Precious, back into the rotation. And they're going to be back soon. I'm not worried about that. And they're going to ball. And then we need to really get back Mitchell Robinson, which is going to come in January. And that's why we need him very badly. And it's going to be perfect, him coming down the stretch of the season healthy. Yes, we're going to have this going to be hell to pay, NBA. I'm telling you right now. You're going to have hell to pay from New York. So get happy with that Boston win the other night. Get happy. It's all good. We'll be back. Y'all enjoy your Thursday. Shalom.